Comfort is quietly ruining your life. So let me tell you something uncomfortable. If you're intelligent, self-aware and inconsistent, still inconsistent, then the problem's not discipline. And it's definitely not motivation. The real problem is that your identity and your behaviour are in conflict. And comfort is what's allowing you to protect that conflict. And until you understand that, you'll keep doing what nearly all smart men do. You'll think, you'll analyse, you'll understand yourself so deeply, your strengths and your weaknesses, but you'll still stay exactly where you are and where you've been. And if that sentence stung a little bit, then good, because this video is not here to motivate you. It's here to remove those lies that have been keeping you stuck. So stay with me, because we're about to go deep in this video, and this could be the most life-changing video you watch. Most men think consistency is about willpower. They believe discipline is something that you force on yourself, like a punishment for not being good enough yet. But that belief is exactly why they keep on failing, because discipline does not come from effort. It comes from identity alignment, and comfort is the real reason that that alignment can never truly happen. So let me explain it cleanly in a way that you can understand, so it actually makes an impact in your life. Here's why disciplined men fail. Because smart men love discipline frameworks, morning routines, habit trackers, rules, plans, productivity systems. They consume this stuff endlessly and still stall. Why? Because discipline only works when behaviour matches the identity. So if your identity does not support the behaviour, discipline just feels like self-violence. You don't skip the workouts because you're lazy. You skip them because part of you does not believe that you are the kind of man who trains daily and builds his physique and feels powerful. You don't avoid those hard conversations and the sales conversations because you're weak. You avoid them because your identity is built around being reasonable, calm, non-confrontational and comfortable. So your actions are loyal to who you believe you are, not who you say that you want to be and what you want to be doing. And this is the part that nobody will tell you online. The online gurus, they won't say this. You won't hear anybody else talking about this. Because if discipline actually worked the way that people say it does, intelligent men will just dominate life by default. But they don't. So maybe discipline isn't the lever that we've been sold as it is. Because consistency is not a side effect. Consistency is a side effect, it's not a skill. If you look around in life at men who are genuinely consistent, they don't talk about discipline. They say the kind of things like, this is just what I do. I don't really think about it. Oh, it just feel weird not to do it. That's identity speaking. Because if you take enough actions consistently, your identity starts to believe that's who I am. Because consistency is not heroic when it actually matches who you believe you are. It only feels hard and like some big thing when it contradicts your self-image. And here's the brutal truth. You are inconsistent in areas where your identity is unclear. Really take that in what I'm saying, because your nervous system resists those behaviours that threaten who you think you are. So you negotiate, you delay, you overthink, and comfort steps in to help because it wants to have that real difference. But comfort's the real enemy. So let's actually really talk about comfort and what I mean by it, because I don't mean luxury, not pleasure, but comfort. It's the most dangerous thing in a man's life, because it's not the pain, it's not the struggle, it's not the chaos, but I'm talking about the comfort. Because pain actually forces movement, but comfort allows you to drift. The most dangerous place to live is not rock bottom, it's living every day in a life that's just about tolerable. A job that you can just about manage, a body that just about functions, a relationship that's fine, a routine that looks respectable from the outside looking in, because nothing's collapsing, nothing's urgent, nothing forces your hand. So you just wait and feel sensible. It feels mature and it feels safe, but it's literally eroding your self-identity. And if you let it go for long enough, then you won't even recognise yourself, because nobody ruins their life all at once. They just get comfortable enough to stop demanding more from themselves. And here's exactly why comfort will kill your identity if you leave it long enough, because comfort removes the friction, and friction is the thing that keeps your identity sharp. And without friction, you stop testing yourself, you stop risking failure, you stop confronting your weakness. You don't just quit, you don't explode, you just postpone. Because comfort whispers to yourself, there's time, you'll sort it later, oh, you're not that bad, you're doing okay. But that lie is powerful, because technically it is true. There is time, just not infinite, never-ending time. And comfort delays consequences until they arrive all at once, usually in the form of regret. And that's exactly why smart men defend comfort so much, because this part really matters, so really listen to what I'm saying. Smart men defend comfort aggressively, not because they're lazy, but because their identity is built on being rational. They've built explainable lives, stable lives, justifiable lives. So when comfort appears, they explain why now isn't the right time. I'll start next week, I'll start next month. And that explanation actually feels intelligent, it feels responsible, but it's also the exact mechanism that keeps themselves small. Because comfort doesn't trap stupid men. It traps intelligent men who can rationalise the delay in their own mind and to everybody else. If you can explain why you're stagnant and you're still so clearly, but you're still choosing the same behaviours, that explanation is no longer helping you. It's protecting you, but it's also stopping you levelling up in the different areas of life that matter to you. So men who stay sharp don't just sit around waiting for pain, they choose a discomfort deliberately. They train when it would be easier not to and have a day off. They speak when the silence would just be safer. They act before the certainty arrives, because by acting you become certain. They don't chase suffering, but they chase friction and difficult actions, because friction keeps identity alive and momentum building. Chosen discomfort is a beautiful thing. And if you don't, it'll just arrive later with interest on top and cost so much more. So here's the identity shift that changes everything. Stop asking yourself, how do I become more disciplined? And start asking yourself, what kind of man would this behaviour be normal for? Because that question bypasses your past, it bypasses your trauma, it bypasses your excuses, and it forces choice. And choice is where change lives. Because you don't need to feel ready. You just need to decide who you are becoming and behave in alignment with that identity long enough for it to start to feel normal. And at first, it will feel fake. That's fine. All new identities do. But before you can step into the new identity fully, it's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but then it'll feel powerful. But what about the standards that actually matter? Here is a clean filter for your life moving forward that I'll actually take into your real life. Ask yourself, is my current comfort helping me grow or helping me avoid change? Because if comfort is expanding you, then keep it. But more than likely, it's numbing you. And if that's the case, then it's a problem. And no amount of self-awareness will ever be able to fix that. Because awareness without action is just entertainment, keeping you numbed out and distracted. So if this video's landing and you've got this far in, so it must be hitting home, it's because you already know what I'm saying on some level. You don't need more information. You need transformation. You need alignment. And that's exactly why I built the Become Unfuckwithable blueprint. The link's in the description. It's free for you to download. It will help you build your identity through action, structure, and self-respect. Click the link in the description or comment the word blueprint and I'll send it through. And if you want that one-to-one help, book a power hour breakthrough call. If you want to cut straight through the noise and see what's holding you back and how you can move forward. No pressure, just clarity, powerful clarity. Because let's be honest, you don't need more discipline. You need fewer lies about who you are and more willingness to choose discomfort before life chooses it for you. Because comfort will just keep you exactly the same. It'll also keep you small and stop you growing into the person you know you could and should be. Identity aligned action makes you dangerous, calm and steady. That's how men stop negotiating with themselves and start moving forward. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't bother clicking on the next video if you're not going to download the free system. The link's in the description. It's changed my life and so many of my clients' lives. Let's fucking go.